Then it's going to be Tuesday again. We will have time traveled through that full moon, the moon moving even more, into Tuesday. Taco Tuesday, a week from now, we'll be joining each other again. But that Tuesday, something happens kind of fun. Uranus goes direct in Taurus on Tuesday. It's no longer retrograde. Uranus goes direct in Taurus on Tuesday, January 18th. What do you feel with that?
Well, I was feeling retrograde is kind of like the distorted or diminished version of what it normally is. So if Uranus is kind of that curveball rebel, kind of the thing that throws, that's unexpected, that comes throwing in, when it's retrograde, it's almost feel like the curveball squared, like it's going to come in to mess things up, but then it's going to mess things up worse than what you originally thought it was going to mess things up at. So I feel this is going to bring a little more calmness. It's weird. It's just because the wild card is going to be a little less wild in my view. So yeah, there'll be maybe a little more calm coming over things, a little bit less curveballs and things. And it's in a weird sign here because it's almost like opposite, because Uranus is kind of the rebel as well, and Taurus is stable and indulgent. It doesn't want to change or move much. So you have this weird rebellious energy in a rather, inactive sign. So yeah, so I think it's a little bit less chaotic.
Lurking was the verb. Lurking beneath the surface finally breaks through. Fire and passion light up the sky. Emotions running high with a calm to otherwise wild spaces. What will that be in your life? What will that be in and around you? What will that be in the world? What has been the Uranus and Taurus vibe lately?
I think a lot of indecision as to what's going to happen. Kind of, there's been a lot of back and forth. It looked like everything was opening up, and then everything started shutting down again, and now we have more cases than ever, and all these kind of, like, I think maybe it just all gets a little more clear in a week.
What's it going to be?
And again, I don't know if you heard, Deltacron is out now. Delta and Omicron have merged to form their own little thing. No, maybe that'll be the curveball, but maybe it'll be a little more I don't know.
Oh, I think I know, but I can't say for certain. One must put their predictions out there. One must write it down in their journals. Sometimes
I made my prediction on the yearly one, and based on some things I'm reading, it might happen sooner than I thought. So it may actually happen next week, but I'm still sticking with I think it was February 20th that I said something profound was going to happen politically. Something that begins with an F in Washington is going to get repealed and allow a whole bunch of stuff to get passed.
I put in my predictions. This is so much fun. And guys, it's still not too late. It's still January. Write down your yearly predictions and see what you get. Join us on our show. Go back. It's on this channel. Just scroll up a little bit, play it, get out a piece of paper and write down your things. It's really fun. We own the sky is what I wrote down. I wrote down Atlanta, Georgia, pivot point. That's weird. I wrote down Daniel Martin Diaz. That's an artist friend of mine. Gnosis, and the soul cards. Health in flux. Pancho Villa and Ambrose Bierce were my spirit guides for this Spanish Civil War polarity thing happening and a subtle political polar shift right around mid to end January. So I'm excited to see, like, what the heck does that mean? That's not necessarily Uranus direct and Taurus, but this is going to be, I think.
So I think the same thing. I'm just a little later. I think late February.
I'm hearing Mary Poppins.
Really?
Yeah. I'm hearing the that's Chim Chimney, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the lyrics enough to that song.
Yeah, neither do I.
Chim
Not that you hear
chimney
me
chim
sing anyway.
chimney chim chim chiroo. I'm gonna have to watch that. But you know what is happening in that movie right around that scene?
Which one? Does they say doesn't he sing
That's
it
the
twice?
dad that has left the kids home because he's going to get what he thinks is a promotion, but they're telling him that they're gonna need him to do, like, all this work and not really make that much more money, and he's like, "You know what?" He pulls the, like, snow globe or something out of his hand. God, I'm, like, butchering this because I can't remember the entire movie, even though I've seen it literally hundreds of times.
He pulls the toppins, I think it was, out of his
The
hand
Toppins, that's right.
to feed the birds.
To feed the birds, and it's like, "You know what? Fuck your bank." And then they're like, "What?" And he's like, "What?" And they're like, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah, I don't wanna do this anymore." And he's, like, not even thinking about all this stuff going on, but he's making this decision, you know. I think that's what's happening in the movie at that time. Correct me if I'm wrong, people out there.
The,
It's gonna be
the
a
the
bank
little the
issue.
little kid had a fit and caused a run on the bank, so he got demoted. And they do all these Victorian things that,
Yeah.
you know, I guess were very humiliating. That just look stupid now. Like they put a hole in his hat and they turn his umbrella upside, inside out. And then he says, "What do you have to say for yourself?" And that's when he pulls the little toppins out of his pocket. And he's like, "Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
And they're like,
That's
"What?"
what you say when you have nothing to say at all." And then he starts laughing, and they go, "He's gone mad."
You do know it.
I don't know the song. I didn't know the lyrics to the song. I know the story. I've seen it tons of times.
Dang. Yes. We must all go and watch Mary Poppins now because this is going to play out next Tuesday in our own life. Whatever this is, subtle details and big details, it's going to happen. I know it to be true. So,
What do you
what
have
do
to
you guys
say
think
for
in the chat
yourself?
room? What do you have to say? Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Or
And you know
by
what's really
parallel, the Twisted Sister video and "What do you want to do with your life?" I want to rock. So you're gonna get asked something. You're gonna have somebody like yell in your face some big question like that. You just gotta have some snarky response. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. The knights who say knee. You got to have your response. You got to know exactly. Not too big, not too little. One that's just right. Yeah. So, you guys, we have 10 more minutes. That is your week in astrology here with Astrology and Alchemy. If you guys have any